Hi, I'm Dan Smigrod, founder of the We Get Around Network forum. And if you've been a regular reader of the forum over the years, you know that I love testing out new stuff, new 360 cameras. So this one, for example, is the Insta360 Air. It attaches to my Android phone. This one here is the Insta Air 360 Nano. It attaches to one of my iPhones. I have a Ricoh Theta. In fact, I think this is the third or fourth Ricoh Theta that I've had. And excuse me. So I'm just always, I've been curating this list. I think we're up to about 65 360-degree one-click cameras. And so I just love testing out new stuff for you. And I think one of the perks of having being the founder of a community that gets 10,000 plus monthly visitors interested in making purchase decisions about new cameras and new gear is that manufacturers love to send me stuff. So I just got in a ION360U, ION360U, and I guess this would got my FedEx box here, trying to open it and see what we got in it. So, ta-da! So let's see if we can hold this up for you. ION360, this is a U, transforms your phone into a 360 camera. So that's kind of cool. Here's the box. And as far as I know, this has not started shipping. Today is Tuesday, July 18th, 2017. I believe they actually start shipping in August. I could be wrong about that, but I know there's still pre-sale prices going on now on their website. Let me see if I can just actually open the box so you can see what's in it. Got my little key here to slice it open. So, okay, and hopefully that actually, I think I'll cut the other side too so that the suction doesn't keep it from coming out. Yeah, probably obliterated this box, but I'm so excited to get it. So, okay, so I'm going to slide it out. And then let's see, open it up. It's pretty packaging. Haven't gotten to the camera yet, but and in fact, I don't even know if you call this a camera or a lens accessory, because it actually goes over the phone. So I got a couple different parts here. So this is a piece of it. This is a case. And so here's my iPhone 7 Plus, and I'm going to take my iPhone out here. And let's see, just clear my messages from here. Okay. And I'll pop it into the case. I'm just curious to see if I can actually do this without reading the instructions. In fact, there's a little mount right down there to slide my iPhone in. And let's see if I can actually do that successfully. Okay, good. So that's snapped into place. That actually feels pretty good. I had some reluctance about swapping out my little case for my iPhone 7, but this actually serves part of it as a case. And one of the features of this camera or lens accessory is that it actually charges your phone when you're not using it. So that's pretty cool. And here's actually the camera piece. Let me see if we can hold that up. So this will slide over the top of my camera. It's got two little lens protectors on it right now, so I'll leave those on while I add this. And then I can see it's got the little the lightning connector piece. No, that would be, what is that? Nope, that's actually one of those Android cable kind of connections. I'm an iPhone fanboy, so I don't actually, even though I have a Samsung S6 Edge, and my primary phone's actually an iPhone. So it's got one of those Android things for connecting it. And let's see if I make sure I put it on correctly here. So it's actually going to slide on this side. So there's my lens. This is going to go over the, let's see if I can hold that up. So you can see, maybe if I did it like this, you can see that it slides over. So that's pretty cool. That worked. So that's nice. So I now have my my case and my iPhone. And let's see if it came with any other parts in here. Probably comes with a charger cable. Yep. There's a little charging cable. It's got that Android kind of connector, whatever that is. I'm, again, just a Mac fanboy, iPhone fanboy. Comes with instructions. Who needs that? And this I'm really excited to see. Excuse me, is a case for the lens, and I'm extra excited because I actually sent a message to ION360 support, and I asked every which way to Sunday if it was going to come with the case, and the answer came back as accessories won't be for sale for some time. It does not ship with a case, and obviously it does. So I'm thrilled. I'm just trying to see how it fits in that case. Okay, so I managed to put it in the case, and I'm really thrilled about that because a case is really essential for this. I don't want to walk around with the lens on it. And, you know, this case actually feels pretty good in terms of sturdy. So I think I'm probably okay swapping it out for the one I'm using. I think it's a little bit heavier as a result of the battery, but I guess that's a plus. I guess that would be a pun, iPhone 7 Plus. And let's see if I can put this back on for a sec. I want to get that back on. And boom. So I have it attached. And the app, the ION360U app, is not yet available in the Apple iTunes App Store, but it is available via test flight. So I was invited to a beta. So I'm just going to see what happens here. It says, I powered on. ION360U would like to communicate with the ION360U. Allow. Would you like to access the microphone? Sure. And apparently I can actually shoot a photo right now. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can take a picture. And I actually have successfully taken a 360. It's a little bit too hard to show you right now, but all I did literally was press the button, and it worked. And bear with me because I got some pieces that are interesting to explain on this. I'm going to go back and launch the icon again, close out that picture, close out the picture, and I'm going to hit video and start recording. So this is a test of the ION360U as I'm doing an unboxing for WGAN-TV for the We Get Around Network Forum community. So that's at about 15 seconds. I'm going to hit stop. And the video has been saved. And it does have streaming. I'm not going to actually test that today because I will need to actually link my YouTube account and my Facebook account to do that, and I won't do that in real time with you. But that's pretty cool. I'm going to actually go back and just play my video for a second. And yeah, so that's great. Shot video. So I think there's so many things so far that I like about this, and my wife and I are going on vacation in about a week, going to the beach. It's our annual family reunion. Lots of nieces and nephews. They're pretty used to Uncle Dan showing up with yet another device during the summer, and so I'll plan to test this out. At the beach with the family, shoot a lot of photos, videos, live stream YouTube, live stream Facebook. But so far what I really like about this, excuse me, let me just get a sip of water here. It just works. And excuse me. And that cannot be overstated. It just works. So I hit the photo and it took a 360 photo. Hit the 360 video and it captured the 360 video. And presumably that's saved on my device in the way that I'm used to saving photos, videos, and sharing. And that's pretty huge. And I'll give you an example why. This is my Ricoh Theta S. I was at my wife and I were at a wedding this past weekend, and I shot about, I think about a 20-minute long video from the time the bride walked in to the time that the ceremony was over. Might have been 30 minutes. And in order to move that video from this device, I first had to move it to my laptop computer, and that takes time to do the transfer. From there, I had to bring it into the Ricoh Theta desktop software in order to, however you take these two lenses and have the video made into one, so you don't see two fisheye pictures. And then that time actually takes quite a lot of time to process while you're waiting for the computer to do that. And then the next piece is I have to actually inject some code using a tool from Google that essentially tells online platforms that it's a 360 video. I imagine with Vimeo I could skip that step because there is a little button to say, is this 360 video? But the point is, for me to shoot, view, and share video with my Ricoh Theta S is a very long workflow. Now, I really love this camera for shooting 360 photospheres of real estate. And I like that because the HDR is really nice, and because the files are not huge, it's not a huge deal to move in terms of workflow. I should say, on this one, when we go to the beach, I will actually shoot the beach house that we will be staying at. I think it's a 7-bedroom beach house with family, and I have a short window before family arrives, and so I'll actually probably use this instead of my Matterport camera to shoot the entire beach house and create a tour with it. But the point I wanted to make about this is, while I love this camera for 360 photos, what I really did not like is shooting video with it. It has a small footprint, so at the wedding it didn't stand out that I was, a big production was going on. It was pretty low key, just setting it up and recording. But that said, quite amount of workflow. I had actually 4 very long videos from that. So I'm really excited that I can shoot a photo and a video and have it immediately saved to my camera roll and be immediately available for viewing. I think, though, one thing that the the company that made this device missed is there's no connector for connecting this to a tripod. I think that's really, that's a shame. I hope that's an aftermarket accessory. Somebody's going to figure that out. Maybe one of our members of our community that's into creating 3D objects might actually want to go make one. But you can see I can charge, but there's literally no way for me to attach that in an easy form factor to a tripod. Now, that said, which is similar on the Insta360 Insta360 Nano and 360 Insta360 Air, I need to use a little tripod attachment like this. So in fact, let me see if I can just take it off for a second so you can see this. And it's kind of geeky, but I think you'll probably like it. I like this particular connector to connect an iPhone to a tripod because it actually has a ball. Oh, sorry. See if I do that right. It's got a little ball joint here, so it's relatively easy to change the angle and install it and where you want it to actually go. So let me tighten that ball joint. I'm just going to make it perpendicular. This is just I happen to like this particular one. It's the X-Shot selfie pole. Do you see that? Okay, you got that. It's a no-frill selfie pole. It's got a nice attachment at the bottom. I have gone through a number of them that I've broken, so you have to be really careful when you attach it to a tripod. And this happens to be a Manfrotto. Let me see if there's a model on it. This is a M is in Mary, T is in Tom, P is in Paul, I, X, I, B is in boy. Tripod actually comes with a serial number, if you can believe that. And one of the advantages of this tripod is you can do this little bit of adjustment here in terms of angle, trying to get that straight. So if I just pull this out, and you can see that it's got the to connect to a tripod, and sometimes I actually put this on top of a professional tripod, and I use a little teeny mount to go from one size to the next. Anyway, let me put this on. Excuse me. Okay, so I got that on, got it nice and tight. This is relatively heavy. So let me see if I can set up my tripod here. I think I'm probably off camera a little bit. And it does have an adjustable size, so it actually will fit with this ION360 case. So you can see that. Here's what it looks like in the back. And if you are shooting video, for example, voila. But what I don't like about this setup that I'm using is that I got so much stuff. Excuse me, let me grab some more water. I have so much stuff that the camera is actually going to see. And I just don't like that. It's in my opinion, it's kind of too much. I have no idea why they couldn't give us a solution here at the bottom where it would just plug in. I mean, because I really do like a nice form factor, so that in the bottom of the sphere, in the nadir or nadir, this tripod, for example, has a very small footprint when it actually shows up in a 360 photo. I mentioned that telescoping is probably about 3 feet or so. But it's very small, and I actually use an app on my iPhone when I shoot a Ricoh Theta S photosphere. See if I just call that up for a second. I use an app called Retouch, Retouch, on my iPhone, and that app is kind of like Photoshop for photospheres, and you can use it for many different photography purposes. I just happen to use it to take out the nadir where the tripod is. I just take it out. And just one tip: when you do put your tripod on the ground, make it easy for yourself. Is make sure you have a background on the ground that's the same. So maybe it's all grass, maybe it's all sidewalk, it's all asphalt, but try not to overlap it with that makes it a little bit harder. So really, with this Retouch app, it's relatively simple from a workflow to shoot the photosphere in HDR, take out the tripod, and then either, in my case, I happen to move it to my my MacBook Pro or my iMac desktop, using the transfer setting. So anyway, this two-part piece, there it is. And incidentally, I took those pictures with the lens covers on. I haven't taken them off yet, so I'm not going to even share those photos yet. I'll wait till I really, shoot at the beach, do a lot of photos, videos, YouTube live streaming, Facebook live streaming, and share the quality. And then we'll also be able to see, what's it look like down here in terms of once I've had to mount it. I suppose they're expecting you to, like, who cares about what's down here? In fact, this camera, if you check out the marketing for it, I think is actually marketed to a younger audience, maybe teens, maybe younger adults, and maybe if you're shooting a concert or whatever, you just simply don't care about what's down here, but I do. And particularly if I'm trying to say, can I use this on a commercial shoot as a excuse me, quick, low-cost solution for creating photospheres or even a video, then I actually do care. I would say just couple other differences from just reading the specs on the website. I want to say that the quality of this video should be about twice as good as this Ricoh Theta. That said, Ricoh has announced their 2017 Ricoh. They haven't announced the price and they haven't announced shipping, but I imagine in time for Christmas 2017, there'll be yet another Ricoh Theta, which will be the 5th generation and will be far superior to this. But still, if they haven't figured out how to make the workflow easier, I tried live streaming on this. I had to watch an 8-minute video, read a 10-page document, and I gave up. With this and the Insta360 Nano, the Insta360 Air, excuse me, this device should just be as easy as linking a Facebook account, a YouTube account, and set it on stream, press the button, and you're in business. So anyway, let me just take it off, see how that worked. Okay, I pulled it straight off, and let's see, bring it over here. That's that piece. And I'm going to put that down and see how hard it is to get the case off. See, I'm popping it at the top and the bottom. It's a little bit of effort. That's probably a good thing, that you don't want your phone slipping out. But it is attached at the bottom, so I don't want to bend anything down there. So there's that piece. And if I hold up the 2, and then the third thing is this little case for the ION360U. I think we might actually have a winner here. You know, when you think that there's 65 one-click 360 cameras that I curate, we get around curates for forum members, and it seems like there's almost an announcement every week, certainly every month, that a new manufacturer comes out with yet another 360 camera. You kind of wonder, is there room for yet one more? And so far, from what I have seen, I would say actually yes. And I think some of the brilliant things that I'm seeing here, again, I haven't shot with it, but assuming everything lives up to the specs, that the fact that this acted as a camera case that I can keep on my iPhone at all times, so I don't have to take a case on and off, that's good. And then second, the fact that this is actually designed to snap in place. So that just snapped in place. That was easy. And then it just works like my iPhone of how I would shoot a photo or a video or a live stream. It's not any more complex than that. I guess I kind of wish I could charge this thing with my iPhone cable, so it just means, yet another cable I need to always carry with me is one for iPhone, one for forgive me, but I call it an Android connector. So I got, 2 cables, but it is what it is. And then the fact that once I'm done shooting, I have a little case. I think on this case, though, excuse me, I would have preferred just the addition of some kind of little loop. If I look on the back of it, that would have been really nice for a belt loop. And that might have even have been the logo here, just done so that it was looped, so that I could put my belt on it. I know that's kind of geeky, but I try to travel really light, just with a little bit of cash and a few credit cards. And so I got to put this in my pocket. I could do that, but I'd actually prefer to if it had a loop, I could attach it to my to my carabiner and just have it hang on my side. And again, that's what I would prefer. So I would say, a good first start, but I hope the second generation actually deals with either a belt loop or some kind of loop that I can use my carabiner for. And so anyway, I guess that's probably enough for today. The next video I do, I'll do a full review of the photos photo 360 photospheres, the 360 video, live streaming to YouTube, live streaming to Facebook, and I'll provide links so that you can see what the quality is. And I think just probably the last note is this battery. When you shoot 360 photos and videos, I know you probably have some concern about, oh gosh, yet another thing that's going to drain my battery. But apparently, once this is fully charged, it will shoot 2 hours of video. So all the 2 hours of video that might be draining your battery doesn't. It's actually draining the battery that it came with. And then if you're not using it for any other purposes, it's going to be charging your iPhone. So that sounds like a really good plus. So again, just so you have a little bit of timing reference, today is Tuesday, the 18th of July, 2017. I'm Dan Smigrod, founder of the We Get Around Network Forum, and you've been watching WGAN-TV.